Hello, Social 20s. This is your final assignment for your course this year. It is a pass-fail final reflection looking at your views of citizenship and where you fit in the world. And hopefully that will connect back to your understanding of how nationalism has created the world that we live in today. I am looking for, in your final reflection, for you to put into your own words in a short video, filming yourself, how our society, so your family, school, community, government, provides for you your basic needs, your safety and security, your love and belonging, and helps build your esteem so that you can become the best version of you. Finally, I want to know, what do you believe is the best version of you? What does that mean? And out of that, I want you to think about where you're going to be in 5 years, where you're going to be in 10 years, and what do you imagine is the best version of yourself. So I want to put that into context, because part of what we've been trying to do is to understand the world that we live in and the world around us. And I want you to understand how it is that a country like Canada has gone about achieving those basic needs for its citizens, but that doesn't exist in most of the rest of the world. So let's take a second to step outside our bubble here in McGrath and look at the world as it is today. First off, 2,100 billionaires have more wealth than 60% of the world's population. That's 4.6 billion. I want you to stop and think about that for a second. 2,100 people, less than the size of the town of McGrath, have more wealth than over half the world. 40% of the world's population does not have access to the internet. So we're sitting here and we're doing online learning, and yet in other parts of the world where their schools have had to shut down, there is no means with which for their students to continue learning. So we see a widening in the education gap, and education is important in terms of creating classes in terms of rich and poor. In terms of taxation, I have two stats on here that I want you to pay attention to. The first, that if the rich even paid, and this is the richest 1%, paid even 0.5% more in taxes, they could generate 117 million new jobs. Why do I bring that up? Well, when we look at the top income tax rate in the worldwide, and even here within Canada, it has dropped from 66% in 1981 to 43% here in 2018. So what am I getting at? I'm getting at the fact that the rich continue to get richer and the poor continue to get poorer. When we look at women, 75% of unpaid work in the world is performed by women. Unpaid work like being a mother, caring for children, caring for the elderly, volunteer work. And that amounts to 12.5 billion hours a year, equaling $10.8 trillion of unpaid labor. So within our world, North America accounts for 5% of the world's population. Yet we hold, Canada and the United States, we hold 40% of the world's wealth. So as we look at the world going on around us right now, and why is there protests worldwide, not just in the United States, worldwide, over the issue of Black Lives Matter? Well, it stems back to this idea of people protesting the notion or idea that they feel marginalized. They feel unimportant. They feel left out. And that takes me to our next slide, which is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow was a psychologist in the 1950s who developed a hierarchy or pyramid of needs that need to be met in order for us to become the best version of ourselves. And at the very basic, he argues that we have to have one before the other before the other. So in order to have safety, we have to have our physiological needs met. Before we can have a love and belonging, we have to have safety met. Before we can achieve self-esteem, we have to have love and belonging and safety and our physiological needs met. So starting at the very bottom, I think we all have a basic sense of what our basic needs are: food, shelter, clothing. And are those needs being met? Then from there, we're talking about security. So security and safety. Do you feel safe? Do you feel secure? Do you live in a stable area? Do you have a sense of steady employment? One of the things about the coronavirus right now is there's so much uncertainty that it affects our feeling of safety and security. Are our jobs going to be there? Are we going to be safe? Is our health in jeopardy? Are our loved ones okay? All those things play a role and factor in terms of our quality of life and our ability to become the best version of ourselves. Then from there, love and belonging. Love in terms of friendship, family, marriage, intimacy, and a sense of belonging, feeling like we belong to a community, to groups, to a country. And all of those things, our basic needs, our sense of safety and security, and love and belonging, contribute to our self-esteem, how we feel about ourselves, our confidence. And that confidence directly impacts our ability to achieve. Respect from others is important. And respect of others is important. And if we can achieve all these things and we can have a high sense of self-esteem, then we can achieve what's called self-actualization. As Maslow put it, I would put it simply as becoming the best version of yourself. Having that opportunity to be the best version of you. If we were to do, Marvel's Endgame, and we're talking about, different timelines, and if we were to go through every timeline, how many times would you be able to become the best version of you? What needs to happen for that to happen? Well, basic needs: safety and security, love and belonging, self-esteem. So when we look at the Black Lives Matter movement, and we were to put it through this prism, are basic needs being met right now? Do people feel safe and secure? Do they feel like they belong? America is founded on this notion of the American dream: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that all men are created equal. Do people feel that? So how then can they feel self-esteem, they feel confident, and go out and achieve in the world to become the best version of themselves? So the system, in essence, prevents them from ever getting to that top of the pyramid, of ever becoming the best version of themselves. And then we look at them and we judge them and say, well, why can't they do this? Why don't they just take care of themselves? Why don't they fix their problems? Why don't they do something about it? Can't do something about it, can't become the best version of yourself if you're not given an opportunity to meet your basic needs. You can't do it if you don't feel safe and secure. Can you imagine going for a jog and being worried about being shot? Can you imagine passing a police car and being worried about being pulled over? Can you imagine being pulled over by a police officer and being worried about being shot? These are all things that I can't begin to comprehend. So, your final reflection is simply this. I want you to tell me how you feel your society, family, community, government helps you to meet your basic needs. How does society help provide safety for you? How does society help you find love and belonging? And then how does society aid in building esteem for yourself? so that we can get to that final question of how does our society, how does being right here, right now in Canada, in Alberta, in McGrath, afford you the privilege of achieving the best version of yourself? And do you now appreciate a little bit more of how lucky we are? I've included here an outline for you so you can put together your thoughts and ideas. Your video should be approximately, I would say probably a minute or two in length. Feel free to go longer because I'm really interested in what you have to say and share in terms of all those things. But if you don't go above a minute, don't worry about it. Again, this is pass fail. This is just me asking you, hey, what do you think? I hopefully will see you in the hallways in the fall. I hope you have a fantastic summer, and I'll miss all of you.